Hello. For those who are illiterate, my name is Craig J. Davies. I've been having some problems with my knee over the last couple of weeks. Let me just close the door. Hang on. I've been having trouble with my right knee for the last couple of weeks, and it's turned out I have got a gout. Yes, I'm 35 years of age and I've got a gout again. Hate to think what I'm gonna be like when I get into my 40s and 50s. That's if I get there, of course, it goes without saying. But anyway, so the point of this video is, right? In this video, my medical condition isn't important, because it is important, of course, because it's a gout. It's a medical condition caused by a bad diet, so then it has to be addressed and treated. But that's not what I want to talk about in this video, because there's just something that's why that's not important in this video, because that's not what I want to talk about. I went to see a doctor today, right? I'm going ahead of myself, so I'll start again. I went to the hospital last Saturday, that's the 3rd of November, for a health checkup, because my knee swollen, didn't know what it was at the time, although I did have a hunch that it was a gout, because I've had a gout in the past, in my right knee and also in my foot, so that also increased my thoughts that it could be a gout, because I know the symptoms as well. So anyway, so I went to the hospital, had it checked out, blah 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 blah, and it turned out it was a gout, right? So going forward, today went back for a checkup to see how it was, and this time I saw a different doctor. In fact, the first time I didn't see a doctor at all. I saw a nurse and she examined me, right? So today I saw a doctor, and I will get to the point eventually. And so I saw another doctor today, and this is why I say I saw this is why I am saying I saw a doctor and not the doctor, because there's not just one doctor. It's not like a Doctor Who. There are millions and millions, in fact countless doctors out there, right? So I saw a doctor. And so I was there, I was in the waiting room. I was there for about 10 minutes, because it was early. It's about 9 o'clock this morning, and I got called, right? My appointment was at 9, and I eventually got called in, right? And he started examining me, as doctors do, and he started asking me. And at first the checkup was just any ordinary, day-to-day checkup between a doctor and a patient. So he started examining me, right? Fair, right? That's to be expected. He started asking me reasonable questions like, are you arresting it? Are you taking the ibuprofen that we prescribed for you? Are you avoiding certain foods that trigger a gout? And are you eating the right foods that help to heal the gout? And also as well, are you drinking alcohol? And if you are drinking alcohol, stop, because one of the main triggers for a gout is excessive alcohol consumption. Alcohol is not the only trigger, but that is one of the main consumptions, right? Another trigger, another a beverage that can trigger a gout is also high sugary drinks, including orange juice. I didn't know this until today, but orange juice, because it's so high packed in concentrated sugar, that is what can lead to a gout. Eating an orange is fine, but drinking orange juice isn't, right? So now I'm avoiding all sugary drinks and even caffeine. All I'm now drinking is water to flush my, to flush out to flush out the excessive uric acid out of my bloodstream, right? So, and then this is where it starts to get weird and strange. You started becoming critical, condemning, and asking me questions that has absolutely nothing to do with my medical condition whatsoever, right? You started asking me questions. What school did I go to? How long have I had a stammer? Have you now got a job? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Are you living at home with your parents alone, or do you have a spouse? So I'll start with the first question. What school did you go to? In fact, it was actually two questions, right? He said, what school did you go to, and what age were you when you left school? And I was like, I went to a Panland comprehensive school, right? And I left school when I was 16. Okay. Have you got a job? Because, let's be honest. If you haven't got a job and you're just bumming around the house all day, that is going to make you become fat and lazy, eat junk food and drink to excess because you're just bored. And it was like, well, that's a bit of an accusation, isn't it? And I told him straight, okay, no, I haven't got paid a job, but I am doing a voluntary work, which in my opinion is still working and still contributing to society. In fact, people who actually do, right, in my opinion, people who actually do voluntary work are actually more determined to get back into work because they aren't getting paid for it. They're still contributing to society, but they're not getting paid for it, right? I cannot believe that there are still some people in our society that stereotype people because they haven't got a paid job and paying income tax and national insurance. But even if I did have a job or didn't have a job, what the fuck has that got to do with my medical condition, right? I went to see a doctor for a checkup on my medical health, and I felt that I was being interrogated by Jim Gordon from Gotham. I felt I was in the Twilight Zone, or Gotham. Right? What school did I go to? Who the fuck gives a fuck what school I I went to. Why is that so important? I was just like, what? And of course I just answered the questions because I haven't got anything to hide. And I answered all the questions, but you know, I'm making this a video because it's been playing on my mind all day. I felt I was being interrogated. That is how I felt, because he was asking me questions that was totally irrelevant to the situation. And you know, and it's not as if I haven't applied for a job. I have, in fact, 150. Yeah, in the last, I would say, in the last 2 to 3 months, I have applied for 150 jobs. Do you know how many of those companies have come back to me? 2. And this is what they said, right? So for all of those out there who think that I'm a lazy fat bastard because I'm not doing paid work, then you got another thing coming, right? I'll get the first letter out, and who the companies are, right, is not important. This is what they had to say, right? This was the first one, right? Oh, anyway, right? This is it. Right. Dear Craig, thank you for taking the time to complete an application form for a position within so, right? As I said, I'm not going to mention the company because it's irrelevant. What is relevant is the jobs that I have applied for. We regret to inform you that on this occasion you have not been successful. The standard of application has been extremely high, and it was only after much deliberation that we reached the decision that we will not be progressing with your application further. We would like to take the opportunity to thank you for your time and for participating in our recurrent process. Finally, we would like to express our sincerest thanks for your interest in working for so, and to wish you all the best for the future. Your sincerely, blah blah blah, personal manager. This aside, because I just read that bit. Here's the other one, right? Dear Craig, thank you for your interest and a recent application for customer team membership, Swansea bus station. Unfortunately, on this occasion, we won't be progressing with your application as other candidates met our selection criteria more closely. I'd like to thank you again for your interest and wish you all the very best for the future. Yours sincerely, blah 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 blah. And then here then just other it's just bank statements and stuff, right? Don't fuck me about now, get in there, right? So yeah, I'll be with you in a sec. So it's just a bank statement, not important. At least talk to you anyway, right? Checking if the camera's still on. It is. So, as I said, I've applied for 150 jobs in the last 3 months. Only 2 had the decency to come back to me. On top of all that, right, I actually went with a UK organisation that helps people get back into work called Short Trust. They helped me to increase and enhance my CV and how to perform at interviews. But it seems that has all been in vain, because I've still been turned down for the 150 job applications. And yet I had this doctor condemning me, criticising me, and just looking down on me because I didn't have a paid job. Now, why that is, I got a few hunches. He's probably met, he's probably examined so if any other people out there who are lazy bastards. I don't know, and to be frank, I don't care. And then he went on about my stammer. What's that got to do with having a gout? This is what I was getting really perplexed about. What has a neurological condition that impairs the speech centres of the brain got to do with a physical medical condition called gout? There's just like no comparison. It's like comparing, I don't know, Jurassic Park to the Guns of Navarone, or some random shit that like that, right? They're films, but they're completely different films in completely different universes, right? Jurassic Park is science fiction action, and the Guns of Navarone, even though that is fiction, it's still based in the real world because it's not science fiction. It's set in the Second World War. So comparing having a neurological condition, which is a mental condition called stuttering, to a physical medical condition called gout. And he was asking, and I said, he was asking me, what school did I go to, and who do I live with? Why would that affect? It's what goes in here that affects gout, not whether I have a speech impediment. Not whether I have a speech impediment, what school I went to, what age I left school, and who I fucking well live with. But fair play, after the interrogation, because that's what it was to me as far as I'm concerned, this fucking I explained to him that I've stopped drinking alcohol completely, which I have, at least until this clears. I'm just eating plenty of fruit and vegetables, and all I'm drinking is water. Although that's not strictly true. I haven't cut out caffeine completely. I have a cup of tea a day. But I'm sure that is not going to affect my gout situation. 1 cup of tea. And after he examined me, then he just said, okay, well, you're doing the right thing, but get a paid job. It will increase your self-esteem. And with that, yes, I do agree with him on that aspect. Yes, getting a paid job will increase your self-esteem, but also doing voluntary work will increase your self-esteem, because as I said earlier, it still gets you out of the house, still it keeps you out of trouble, it gives you something to do, you meet new people, and you still contribute to society. But I just had to make a video on this today because I just have to get this off my chest, and to be honest, it disturbed me a bit, because it's like, you know, why was he asking me these questions that is totally irrelevant to my situation? It just makes no sense at all. But yeah, you know, please comment. Yes, actually, yes, do please comment, because I want to hear your thoughts on this as well. Please comment, please subscribe, and please don't hesitate to hit the like button. Thank you, and God bless.